Hey, everybody. Just checking to see if we're live over on the page because, Facebook likes to keep us all on our toes and figure out how to go live and play with you all on what page and all that jazz. I know I can't do it on my group anymore, and YouTube actually emails me, so that's kind of nice that when I'm live, YouTube pops me over an email and tells me. So, all right, got you over here. Um, Let me know that you can hear me. Come on in, say hi. Where are you viewing from? What's happening today? I am doing so. This is a sneak peek for you guys because this does not release until tomorrow. My days all run together. The perks of a business owner, I don't know. But so this is tomorrow and it is a door hanger. And so this is what we'll be doing with it. So this is the top piece and this is the bottom piece. And then so we have it kind of hooks together. And I'll show you. I brought over my macrame. I don't macrame, but that's what I have for twine. So I brought that over to kind of string it together and show you guys how I do that. Also, because my words would be lazy, but your words might be resourceful crafter. I would add beads to it, but I would cheat and I would probably go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby because all their 4th of July and the Memorial Day stuff is coming out. And I'm pretty sure most of them are going to be on sale right now. So I would hop over there and I would buy like a string that is already painted with beads. And then I would cut it up and then use that for the decoration. If you don't want to do that and you have wood beads, because the Dollar Tree sells a bunch of wood beads, you can hop over to the Dollar Tree and grab some wood beads, put them in a Ziploc baggie with some paint, and then just shake them up, and that will help you paint them. Or you can put them on a paper plate and kind of put the paint on there too and roll them around, and that will help you paint them too. I can never get them super even, so I just resourceful. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And as always, I sort by colors and I'm going to move some things over. I did, if you watched me struggle on Tuesday with my white, I did bring over my Deco Art Americana Snow in case I needed it, but I added some retarder. It was Josania's retarder to my paint, and we're going to see if that is helpful for me or not. Just moving some stuff out of the way off my table so I can sort. But there's not too much like white in this. So we only have like the stars and then a couple areas over here that are going to be like the pure white versus most of it is a vintage white that we use. And so that's what we'll be using to paint most of it. Let's go ahead and get started by sorting. And we're just going to grab the white stars off of that and put those over there. And then the rest of it is red and blue. So these guys are red. This is red. So we'll just sort them all over here. I have a love-hate relationship with stars, snowflakes, and bees. If you haven't heard my story, oh, and ants. Ants. Last year, I think it was, I don't remember which subscription box it was, but I did a watermelon with like marching ants, and they were all different sizes, and they were faced different directions, and it was just obnoxious to sort hundreds of ants. I was like, oh, so that same goes for the snowflakes and the stars and ants. So those are my love-hate relationship with some of the pieces. I'm like, oh man. So every time you guys order a bee from me, know that I'm going, oh, dang it. But no, really, they are some super fun kits. I just like to have some fun around here. And let's see. Okay, so we've got the whites, we've got the blues, we've got all of these are our red stripes. That's blue. What else do we have? We've got some gray. I'll give you the names in a second here of what colors we're using. These are red. And then I think the rest is all one piece. Let me grab my pink pokey. We'll poke out this piece. Oh, I dropped it on the floor. Okay. So we're just going to poke out this piece here, a little extra there. We don't want that. And I'm going to put this to the side because this has multiple. Oh, you know what? I didn't grab the brown out. So we're going to grab that. And then these two, we're going to start with those colors, and that's the vintage white. So we've got in the lineup today, we've got vintage white, we've got black, We've got the Snow Titanium White that y'all watched me struggle with on Tuesday. And hopefully, by adding the Jo Sonja's retarder to it, it will be more nice to us. We've got the navy blue, we've got the gray, the steel gray, and then we've got Christmas red. And I'm about to add roasted pecan because we have just a few little pieces that have brown on there. I don't have room on my table for it. Okay, so let's put it over there. With that, we're going to start with these ones. These are the vintage white, which is just, it's white with a little bit of like tan brown to it. So it's like an off-white. And it's coming out of the bottle much better than our white. I'll set that over there. We're going to start always with my handy dandy magic erasers because those are my favorite way to paint large pieces and just the wood in general for the base coats. And again, if you haven't heard me say it, you're going to hear me say it again. The nature of the beast, they will fall apart on your piece. That's just the way that magic erasers work. For me, when they dry, you can just wipe away the little pieces, or if big chunks come off on your piece, then you can see there's a big chunk right here. I would just grab that chunk and toss it in the trash, but it just rolled off my hand somewhere. But it doesn't bother me because they'll just come right off. So quickly give this a nice base coat. With the vintage white, sometimes you might not need 2 coats, sometimes you do. Since most of this is gonna be showing and it's not gonna be covered up with layers and layers and layers of stuff, I'll probably do 2 coats on it. Move this over to the side. I'm hoping I'm not seeing comments yet, I'm hoping they're coming through because I heard some of my friends that go live pretty often yesterday were having problems with the comment sections going in because again, Facebook likes to keep us on our toes and switch things up on us, and then you guys get to watch us navigate a whole new world again. Let's see if I can do this right-handed. I'm pretty good at staying in my lines as a lefty. Not too bad, not too bad. Move that over here. Let's see, and I'm just looking at it. I'm used to painting our interchangeable truck, so I'm trying to see what goes where with this one because this is a new file to me. So we're just gonna, man, I think they're like over here replacing the paper towels. I think they know when I go live and they're like, let's just make all the noise in the world. I think that's what it is. I wouldn't be surprised. It's my kids over there. So, of course, they're going to be like, hey, hey, let's get really loud for mom while she's live on Facebook. Okay. Almost done with the vintage white. I'm not doing the tires because obviously we're going to paint those black. I didn't do this because on the label, so I follow the labels that you guys get, and this will be the label that will come with this kit, and it's white here. So we're going to just go ahead and do the white there. Clean off my finger. Yep. Okay, I think we've got all of the vintage white covered. Let's give it a quick second coat. And I'm gonna grab a new magic eraser because that it seeps up, like it's soaking it up, and it's gonna get, you saw, it's all over my fingers now. So we'll move this guy to the side and give this one just a quick second coat. That's the other thing, like this one's a little bit more firm. If you can get a hold of the firmer ones, I would suggest it. I order them in bulk off of Amazon, and I'm sure they're just comes from overseas somewhere, some seller selling them. So it's a box of mixed ones for me. You can't tell which one's firm and which one's soft until you go to cut them. But the experience that I've had with them is the firmer ones don't fall apart as easily and as frequently as the firmer ones. They stay together. So if you can find the firmer one and make sure that there's not like the bathroom ones, like the brand name magic erasers, they have some that are like for the bathroom that have like ridges and stuff in them to help you scrub. Don't use those. You will not be happy if you try to paint with those. So make sure it's flat. And if you can get like the more firm ones, let's see if I can find one that's softer right off that. This one's a little bit softer, but it's just, you can't tell the difference, but you'll have to feel it to be able to say, okay, that's the firmer one and that's the good one. So that's my tip for the day for the magic erasers. Just gonna turn that around. And then again, I know as you guys were hopping on, I was going over just a couple little things. And then now that you're here and watching, I'll say it again that for the door hanger, I'm a cheater and I call it lazy, resourceful, whatever you want to call it. But I would go to um, Hobby Lobby and grab like the beaded, I don't know what they have it for, like mantelpieces, or if they have something that's strictly for door hangers that you can cut the beads off of that's already pre-painted. And that's what I would use for the top piece of actually, it's on this side. I would put beads on my string up here, like the red, white, and blue up here, and then use that's already painted. But if you have the wood beads from like the Dollar Tree or something, pop them in either a Ziploc bag with the paint, shake them up, or you can put them on a paper plate with the paint and kind of roll them around. If you do either way, you're gonna have to. I'm not good at that, so I can't give advice there, but I would suggest that with the paper plate, you're gonna get a flat spot where it sits while it's drying, so I would consistently keep it rolling until it's dry. Let's see if you can get what you want out of that one. I'm gonna do black so I can get that off my table, so we'll just do the tires really quick. We can get that one out of the bottle, there we go. It's better than the white. I had the kids shake up the white bottle, hopefully. I'm hoping it works this time because that white man on Tuesday is I saw tons and tons of crafters getting that paint too. I'm hoping that they're not gonna have the same problem that I did with it, where it just basically it almost looks like a texture paste coming out of the bottle, so it's like, "Oh, don't do that." Okay, so let's move this guy. We've got the black. What else do we got? We got the gray. We can get the gray off the table. So this is just the steel gray, and the centerpiece of the truck is steel gray too. So we'll just pop that on and right now I have foil over here for my palette. I do have palette paper that I use too, but if I pull the foil in, my lights reflect off of it and it's not pretty. It hurts my eyeballs looking at the screen, so I don't want to pull it over and you guys go, ah, ha, ha, it's really bright. And I just pick up foil sheets from the Dollar Tree, use those as my palette. Still dries really fast in my area, so I'd still add some kind of retarder or something to your paints if you want to slow down your paint time, keep them open a little bit longer. That's the other reason why I like the magic erasers because I can be quick with them and then my paint doesn't dry as fast. Otherwise, I get the top, like the top layer over your paint where it starts to dry. That's never fun. Okay, so we're just gonna go in this way really quick. You see that? It fell apart on my I have Carhartts for the shop that I wear, and I went to go find them at, our local, like, Tractor Farm Supply, it's D&B for us, and apparently Carhartt did away with the style that I like and brought in a different one, and I'm so sad that I can't find my style that I like anymore because now some of them. Okay, first of all, I spilt, like, half a bottle. I think I'm wearing that pair. Spilt, like, half a bottle of expensive paint on them. So I went home and washed them, did all that, and then I discover our lovely hole in the thigh where, as women, they rub together and then they give us the hole in the thigh. I'm like, "Dang it." So now I'm gonna have to find a patch for that because I can't find the style that I like for the Carhartts, and the ones that they do have in the store, like, too small or too big on the waist, too small on the thighs. Like, who makes pants for these people? Like, it's not fair. We're not built the same. Okay, so let's do the white, you guys. Let's try the white. It's not shaking in the bottle. We're gonna hope it's gonna come out. I probably added it's a little bit thinner, but not not the way that I would want it to be. I probably added like 2 or 3 tablespoons of the Jusanya's retarder to this bottle, and the paint is probably like up to here. And so, it's better than it was on Tuesday, but still. So let's grab some of these stars. Here comes my train. Pull some of these stars over. This in the middle is white, and then we've got some white here and none there. Okay. So most of this, all of it except for this piece, I'm gonna pull out a brush. Well, the stars I can do, but everything else I'll pull out a brush to do. I came in this morning and I was playing with some watercolors yesterday. Forgot all my brushes are in the water when I came in. I was like, "Oh, that sucks." Yeah, it's still really thick. I'm not liking it. Well, I hope you did not take advantage of the big Home Depot sale with all their matte paint, or if you did, I hope it doesn't turn out like mine did. Almost wanna just use it for a texture paste. It would probably work. Um, no, it's on this feels thicker than the chalk paint, you know? So, I have it somewhere on in my piles of craft supplies. I do, and then I would add I can't remember the name, BB Frosh, and I'm probably butchering that, but that would in turn turn my regular Home Depot paints into like a chalk. But there's I don't dare do it with this white because this white is and maybe that's why it was on sale. I don't know if they're just trying to get rid of it because it was a bad batch for them or something, but I don't know. I'm not happy with it right now. That's definitely for sure. And I have like because it was apparently for them and new to me as far as, like, house paints go, because I've never mixed my own colors to make my own colors. There's different bases for the whites. So when you ordered the matte online, it came in 1 base, like 0 is what they call it, or 0 or 1 or something like that. But I should show you I'll take a picture or something of the other colors. When I went to go mix them in store of all my other colors, it totally changed the colors for my formulas on them because of the base that they're using. So it's I learned a lot that day. Learned a lot. Which makes me let me grab a brush. Just bring all my angled brushes over here, and they're all sad looking. And with that, I'm going to break out the acrylics. But yeah, so when it definitely and I had to go back, I think it was my greens. It changed that they all look the same, even though the formula for the greens were different. And then my I think it was terracotta, which is my deeper oh, it's terracotta, was like a bright pink. It was really interesting. They're pretty colors, but not colors that are within the palette. And so if I start using them, I'm gonna have to start keeping track of them for you guys when you ask me, "What color is that?" I don't know. Yeah, so that's normally what it used to be before I tried the matte when I was trying it because the BB Frost turns, like, regular house paint into, like, the chalk formula, and it was brilliant. It was wonderful, but this is the new like, when Home Depot had their $2 sale for their 8-ounce samples, and it was online only, and I wanna say it was the matte because in store, they only have the flat It was either that or backwards. I could be going backwards. Um, but it was they're not the same, not the same. So I'm wondering if they either just changed their formula and that's why they put it on sale because it was a huge sale. It was normally they're like 6, $7 for 8 ounce, and it was only $2. And they were limiting you to like 4 per order. So I placed 5 orders, got 20 of them for the 20 colors that I use. But no, no. No, no, not happening. Okay, so this guy, no, he's got some more white here. Where'd my label go? He has got, I'm gonna put it right here. The windows. Yeah, yeah, white is definitely, I have a love-hate relationship with it too. So many coats, but I totally agree. If you're using more of like a chalk-based white, it does go on much better with less coats for sure. Also, if you use more of like, there's a certain folk art that here I am recommending colors that you guys probably can't find, and it's not butter, that's not the one. I'll have to look for it, but it's, I wanna say it is called it is the vintage one, but this is the Home Depot one. So if you go and find the folk art vintage white, it's super similar. It's almost like a warm white, and it coats really well. Okay, so we've got this has some stripes on it. This will do white underneath the stars. Okay. We get to figure out the file as I paint with you live. Yay. It's been sitting in my bucket over there for a couple weeks, like I've had it prepped, ready to paint. I envy the crafters who like have all their stuff prepared and ready to go before they, like they have a finished piece for you all to look at. Not me. You guys get the first take. So you get the mess ups too. That's how we have fun around here, right? You watch me mess up and then you know what to not do. This brush is definitely it's gonna turn into a fugly brush in a second because it's probably one I've left in the water forever. If you need help studying a hand, put your pinky down. You can put it down like this, and that will help. I find it awkward for me personally. Also, I have seen sorry, I can't stay on the lines and talk at the same time. I've seen people use like longer pieces to rest their hand on where they paint like this. So that could be an option too if you have a shaky hand. So keep that in mind. There are ways if you have shaky grips, shaky hands to get around that. Don't let it stop you from creating. Okay, we're gonna go back to this sponge. We'll get this one. We'll get okay, that was the center one. What else do we have? These stripes. So I'll use a brush on that. And that's it. I have to turn my heater off, guys. It's dying hot now. Ugh. Okay. I think that's it for the white. So let's get those. All right. Actually, we could do that whole. Let's do this one all white because everything else sits on the top of this. We'll just paint this whole thing white. And this is the acrylic I'm not using. I think I've given up on the Home Depot one. Lesson learned. Okay, we'll grab a smaller brush. And I prefer angles. Brushes are definitely a personal preference for everybody. So feel free to use, rounds or filberts or whatever you prefer to paint with. You could even use a marker. and these little stripes. Because we're gonna have to get these stripes too. I have found my oil markers work better, but be forewarned, it's oil, so they smell. That it's white. Okay. Referencing my picture. And then the brown is right there too. So we'll grab some of that in a second. Not the blue. All right. We'll let that dry for a second. We need to do stripes there, but I'm going to get the brown off my table. So this is the roasted pecan. Just need a tiny, tiny bit of it. Let's see if I've got, I should have went and looked for, oh, let's do this side. My razor, so I can slice up. It's around here somewhere. I'm not worried about down here because this is going to go over the top of that. So if I get anything underneath there, no biggie. That one's dry, so we'll put some more, our second coat on here. And I totally just drug it through the brown. If you're brave, you can use the sponge in here. You're super brave. It's white and we're going to have red stripes, so I'm not afraid. Because if I go out of the lines like I did there, we're going to repaint it with the red anyway. So okay, now we have these stripes. And I think that's all we got for the white. Yep. So this one and this one, and this one, and this one. Again, you can be brave. Use a marker if the sponge intimidates you. Or a brush. See, that one was easy, but now I can't come at it this way. So just a lefty living in the right-handed world. We're going to use the brush on those ones. And if you get a wide enough brush, you can just make one pass. This is the number 5 angle. That's just the way that this one, it's just another Amazon find. That's just the way that they've labeled it. Okay, we'll set that one there. And then we'll come back. This side, give it another coat. Again, I'm not worried about going outside the lines because we're going to paint that. That's going to be red. Then we'll do this side. The other gripe I have with Facebook is I love to work with music. So if I turned on music, then they'd mute my whole thing, which is kind of a bummer. I think music sets the mood for crafting. I'm not much of a TV watcher. I turn on TV at night to kind of like shut my brain off. So it's like that's the only time I really watch TV. It's because I need to go to sleep and my brain keeps talking to me. So make it stop, turn on TV. Right now I'm going through, White Collar. That's what it's called. That's the name of the show that I'm going through right now. This one needs more. But another one I can't remember. Oh, Suits. I just finished Suits, and I prefer to pick TV shows that, like, have a few seasons so I can just keep going at them, fall asleep. That's really the only time I watch TV, so I would prefer music, and I really wish that Facebook would not shut me down to have music, because then we could rock out with some country or something. No, not for Facebook. We're gonna do red. Yes, it's I definitely love music. My youngest, Elliot, the one who likes to come in, peek in here every time I go live, he was just in here right before, and I'm like, "Dude." So we homeschool them, so they're all at home, and he would when he was little, Lindsey Sterling, because I was in college when he was younger, as I went back to school at a later age. It was weird, being the older person and having the young ones fresh out of high school come at you. Be like, expect me to know more than they do. I was going to them for math. I don't even know. But he would run from another room for Lindsey Sterling. It was the cutest little thing. So when she would, because she was newer when he was doing that, and so she came here to Boise to our botanical gardens where they have concerts, and it's usually the smaller venue. It's more like where the people who are just starting out or like indie music or something like that will go and perform over there. And he was just telling me about it yesterday. He's like, "I remember when we saw Lindsey Sterling for the Zombies." I'm like, "Oh, you're so cute." But he's the youngest, and he's officially gonna be a teenager this year. We'll have no more little people in the house. I mean, he's still little, but, move that over. It's all those lasts, of the ones that I mean, because I do have 3 older ones, they're already out of the house, but now it's like I'm paying close attention to all the lasts that I'll get as a mom. Bittersweet. Okay, now these stripes, I think I'll just hold them like this and see. We'll see how this works. That should have been white too. Yes, should have been white because that's gonna go over the top of that. See what happens when you get me live and I don't pre-craft one for you? You get all the fun. That's red. That's blue. Okay, we're gonna move all that. I often wonder if I should pre-craft and then be like, "This is what we're doing," and show you a finished picture, or if I just come in and like I do now, just paint. I'm gonna do this one white before I forget. Okay, set that to the side. What else is red? We've got stripes, and that's it, just the stripes. Okay, let's grab the red guy. This one's a lot bigger than my white sponge. We'll see if this works for me or not. I'm debating. Nope, we're not even gonna try that, guys. Not even gonna try it. Just come in here, have the angle, same one, number 5. I wonder if I can find some, like, royalty-free music or if Facebook would shut me down for that too. Okay, that one, and then the other ones are blue. Just want a bigger brush for this stripe. We're going with it. And come at it this way. Again, a lefty living in the right-handed world, just turn your piece to whatever works for you. And then I figured I'd get I have 5 kids. Not a single one of them are lefty like me, and my mom had 5, and she's got 2 lefties. And I'm like, "How unfair is that?" It's interesting because 'cause we're both it's my oldest brother, and we're both he makes jewelry, and he's been a welder for 30 years. He used to weld as a civilian on a naval base when we were growing up down in San Diego, and he would go weld on the ships and stuff. But we're both the crafty kids. Well, all the right-handed kids are the computer nerds, and my mom always said she grew up in a house like Big Bang Theory, if you watched Big Bang Theory. I'm Penny, and I grew up with a bunch of Sheldons and Howards, and that's that's my family life, my sibling life. I think that's all we have that's red, is just this stripe, and that's left, okay, and then we move on to the blue. Lighter pressure will get you thinner lines with your brush. Apparently, I can't talk and paint stripes at the same time. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to stay in the lines. I think I just need to replace all of these brushes. They're cheapy ones. Okay. Is that it? It's a little star. I think that's it. Now it's the blue. So it's cool. We've got all of these pieces over here. Letters. I'm gonna put on the tape. We're gonna see. I mean, it's been nice to us so far, making me out to be a liar, telling you guys that it doesn't work very well because of the sticky back, but every time I do it, it's working. So maybe it's this time. It's this kind. I have a purple roll too. It's like the light tack. And I use that for like papers and stuff, if painting on the paper, so that doesn't pull off. Let's put this one on there. The rest of it I could probably hold with my this is one of the ones left in the honey bottle. Oh, sometimes I wonder if I'm gonna be able to even open the thing. Watch me struggle and have to call my husband in here to open the paint bottle for me. Okay, let's grab a magic eraser. And remember, if you don't want gobs of paint in here, then dab first because I've got a lot on my sponge. It's gonna leave a texture. That is okay because you can come back and wipe as soon as you've got most of the paint off. Otherwise, it's gonna go in there, and I don't know how you're gonna get in there to clean up the edges because those are little tiny things. You can do different, with the words. You can clean up the edges like we talked about on Tuesday with a Sharpie or a wood filler marker. But I'm also one of those that does not clean up any of my sides. They're all either dirty or sometimes I get lucky and there's not enough paint on there and it doesn't get the sides. Okay, fingers crossed. I'm gonna grab my pokey. Yep, it's making me out to be a liar, huh? It's okay. It works, and that's perfectly fine. Now we have to move it though. Move these guys up here. This is how, if you have a script font on the tape, this is how I would get it off. That's just going to pop off there. But a script font, I pull up the tape first, and then I would take the pieces off so that you don't snap the script. Set that there for a second. Otherwise, if you try to pull it off of the tape, you might break the piece. So that's my trick on getting the delicate pieces off the tape. Ask me how I know. Done it before. Is that all the blue? Then we just have the stripes. Is that it? I have pieces everywhere. Okay, let's do the stripes, guys. I'll put that over there. And then we'll put it all together. I don't have beads. I didn't grab beads. I sent off, you guys, it I can't wait to show you, like, because I'm so excited for these pictures. I sent off next month's subscription box. So May got professional photography and they are gorgeous. But here's your little hint. All the beads, all my red, white, and blue beads are with that box right now. So I'm like, dang it. They're on their way back, but they're not here yet. So I can't yank the beads off of that project to use on this project because that's the other thing I would do. Use the pieces over and over and over again. Because let's be honest, we all have tons and tons of crafts. And if I can reuse something, I'm totally going to. All right, and we'll just clean up this spot here. Clean up this one. Okay, I'm eyeballing all of my pieces. If you want perfect stripes, which again, it does not bother me. If it bothers you, tape them off. So like if I wanted perfect stripes on this one, you can see how not perfect they are. But if I wanted the perfect stripes, then I would tape off these pieces. I would paint the white and then pull that off, tape off that, and then paint the red. And then you would have nice, crisp, clean lines in between your stripes. Me, I craft for the enjoyment of the crafting. Let me pull my trash over here. Okay. Now let's pull. I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way. Hold on. Let me stick this. I'm going to stick this guy on here. And then we're going to move all these guys so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now this guy, again, like we talked about on Tuesday, this is going to, so now this is where I'm looking for my razor, guys. Hold on. As I roll back and forth, I have no idea where my razor's at. You know what else works though? So I would flip this over and you can see the white space on the back right here, right? If you can't find your razor like me, you can come in and score it, and hopefully this will work like I intend it to. And these pieces will stay on and not expose the sticky side. We're going to find out. This one needs a little bit more. Connect it there and here. Okay. Let's find out. So now when you're ripping it off, you're going to have to pay attention. Oh, that one was connected here. Okay. But that, I try to do my best and making sure that you don't have to use glue or anything like that. Because again, I hate super glue with a passion because I can never not get it on my fingers and it's messy. So that's one of the solutions. See how it's still on there. And so just don't peel that off and that won't expose the sticky side. That's one of the solutions to doing that and not having to use glue. There's a couple kits that are like that. So if you come across one, either grab a razor, hopefully you can find yours. That's going to be my mission after I'm done with the live. Where's my razor? The other way, you can scrub it, you can kind of like rub it off. It doesn't feel good on the fingers, so I don't recommend that, but it's possible. I'm gonna have to pull this up so I can see where it goes. Sorry. Okay, and then we'll get our stripes on there and our stars. Goes this way. That'd be awesome. I put stars on upside down on a live. And then while I was getting this on the table, I noticed you pay attention to the way the stripes go because I put one on upside down. You just dry fit them and then put them on. I feel like that one was too, let me look up. It's okay. Too wide of a white stripe from the red. And we'll do this one. Pull that down. Is that too wide? That's too wide, huh? You guys have a better view than I do, so I'm looking up here. And then we'll do this one. Meanwhile, I should lean back because you guys are all getting boob shots. Sorry. Don't lean forward. Okay, and then we've got the hello. And we've got this star. And what else? There's a white one here. There's my tail light. And a red one here. Nope, that's not that one. And no, it's a blue one. Okay, is that all we have? We're going to find out when we assemble that side. All right, let's finish this up. The other thing I didn't think about, which I might struggle with here in a second, is the strings on the back of this attaching to the top of that. So note to self, watch how much I struggle putting them together to figure out whether or not you wanna put your string in there first before you put this on there. Could be a problem. Let me see. Too far up? Perfect. Okay, last one. We'll flip it. This. A good thing we didn't take the sticky off so that we can slide it through, but now I'm wondering this might be a problem. Be forewarned. Don't do what I did. Okay, we're gonna get all these guys on here, and then we're gonna figure out how to get our string through those holes now. White, blue, another these 2, a white here, a red and a white. Okay. Straighten that out. And we'll get this one down first. Watch your stars for your circle, or we're gonna be double struggling. We're gonna hope that goes on nice and even. Removing that one. Okay, got that. And it's just like I could still move it if I need to. I only pushed on the outside, so I can still pop it up if need be. It's these guys I wanna make sure I get on straight. You could take a ruler, measure, draw a line. I like to live on the dangerous side and guess. So we shall not judge my crooked letters. There was in the house that we sold a couple years ago, I cut out, because it was bad as the solicitation was bad out there, like, people would constantly come knocking. Mostly for, solar panels, we had a lot of solar panel people, and so I cut out a note a huge it was like 5 inches, in letters, "No soliciting," but when I stuck it on, I didn't start in the middle and then go sideways, I just stuck it on, so it was crooked, and so every time you come up to my front door, you saw that. I was like, "Yes, crazy lady put the no soliciting sign on crooked." Nobody came knocking though after that. Pretty sure the people who bought it still have it on there too. I don't think they took it off, which I find amusing. I mean, kept my crooked sign on their door. I got those 2. Last one, did I get them all? Okay. Alright, let's see. Move this guy over, and this it's just macrame string, twine, yarn, whatever you wanna call it, my tape. And I will grab the end because it's fraying, right? So I'll take some tape, just roll it like a shoelace. What's the name of that thing on the end of it? Get a drink. We're gonna hope that this was helpful. Kind of squeeze or twist or don't do what I did, guys. Put your string in first. Now I need I have tweezers somewhere. Hold, please. We'll get the little tweezers out and see if I can grab this side. Definitely don't do what I did. Nope. We're gonna struggle. I gotta pop it up a little bit. These are not grippy enough to I just need pliers. You're gonna watch me all struggle trying to put string in here. Is it I might break it if I pull it off too much. Twist. Maybe I should yell for the boys, "Bring me some pliers." Almost. So close. We got it through. There's too much tape on this side. I'm gonna rip the tape off. Let's see if I can do that. I definitely don't recommend putting the pieces together until you have your string through. Okay? Don't do it. You wanna see how many minutes I can struggle doing this? All right, guys. I don't know how long you wanna sit here, watch me struggle. Oh, there we go. Ha ha. One side. And then it's gonna come up through here. Let's see if we can twist it tighter. Just pull through that side. And this is where you can adjust, and I don't have enough space on my desk to be able to show you real time, but this is where you can adjust how far or close you want this piece to the truck, right? So if you want it hanging a little bit, you can stick a couple beads in here. We can come, let's see. We can tie it off. My desk is not big enough, but you can tie it off. And I feel like I haven't cut anything yet. I'm debating whether or not I want to come across like this side and then just tie it over here, or if I want two separate sides tied. I almost want the two separate sides. I have to find scissors. So I'm going to pull this one down a little bit. And you can, I'm going to leave those there for a second. We'll see if I can struggle through the other side really quick. Really quick. Let's not make it as thick. Make it a thinner piece of tape. And hopefully we can get through this one a little bit faster. Less tape. And don't put your pieces on first. Okay. So we'll pull some of this back. We'll cut. Actually, we'll come through here first. Just kidding. Twist it. Then make sure they're even, because that would be a tragedy if you had your sign crooked like mine on my no solicitation. Nobody ever said anything. And, the 6 years we lived in that house, nobody ever said anything except for my husband, of course. So I would probably tie them down here to keep them together. And then a hot glue, because you have this blocking, right? I'm just going to quickly. And you can either slice that off or hot glue them together so that they don't come untied. I want to make sure there that we are even. And then you would just do the same at the top piece. And you can add beads to both sides. And I'm not going to do anything with them until I make sure that they are even. So you can do the top two. Let me find the camera. Do the top two is where you would put the beads up here. You could put a couple of beads right here, but I feel like that would block a lot of your view. Don't put this on first. Put your string through first. And then that is the Let Freedom Ring. See, it's crooked. I'll fix that. Or I could leave it and just, look like the crazy lady with the crooked signs always. But that's your Let Freedom Ring door hanger wall sign. It comes out tomorrow is when it's released. And so keep an eye out for that. If you are not on the email list, I sent out an email yesterday that I got most of our kits are added right now into the Rare Gems selection. Those ones are going to go away. So if your favorite's in there, go snag it, because it's going to be put into the vault and taken off the website. So if you have a favorite in there, there's actually a couple favorites of mine that are in there. But if you have a favorite in there and you see it, go grab it. Everything's 25% off right now. The sale, I'll run it through Mother's Day. So if you have somebody special you want to buy for, go grab those. And until next time, I will see you guys on next Tuesday. But if you have any questions, I'll monitor the comments, because I know it was kind of funky with a lot of the people that we're hanging around with, and Facebook's doing weird things in the background to our lives and our groups and all that fun jazz. So if comments didn't appear, I'll go back through and read them and answer any questions that you may have. But I will see you all Tuesday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Bye, guys.